Okay, I'm going to take you through the math and show you the exact formula on how to make a 127% return on your investment when it comes to a marketing campaign. Now, let me say on the front end, these are just marketing dollars to revenue dollars off of the marketing campaign. Obviously, there's still fixed costs, soft costs, commissions that you may pay out to your team. You have light bill, you have internet bill, you have a lot of other expenses in your agency that you need to take into consideration. But one thing that I always like to do is I just like to look at, for every $1 I spend in marketing, can I make $1.50, $1.27? Could I make $2? And if I can do that, then I know I can generate enough activity, because once you pay for that first dollar, you know as well as I do in this business, as long as you keep that customer, the lifetime value of that customer just goes up exponentially, because you don't have to spend that dollar again next 12 months and the next 12 months and so on. So you understand that. So one thing that I run across is a lot of agency owners say, well, I don't have the money to spend, or gosh, I'm just not getting any customers. The very first thing I ask is, well, what's your acquisition cost per client? How much does it cost you to get a client? What do you mean? What does it cost me to get a client? And I think that is a starting point of success. You have to know how much it costs. Whether you're running a telemarketing operation, whether you're buying leads online, whether you're just involved in the community and you're going out and networking, you still have to get in your car, you still have to put gas in it, you still have to do things that cost money to get clients. So this is a real simple formula that I just kind of want to go through, and honestly, there's a lot more to this that we've really just perfected over the years, but in its basic form, this is what it looks like. So this is what I call the offline to online campaign. So what we do is we design postcards, and these postcards are typically like a 4x6 postcard, and the cost would be 48 cents each. So we're able to get bulk first class postage plus bulk printing cost. So for me to do 5,000 postcards at 48 cents each would cost me $2,475 that I would have to pay to have those printed, designed, printed, to have a list run to the niche that I want to market to, and mailed first class. That's not a lot. 48 cents all in is not a lot. So what we do is we design landing pages based off of that niche. So let's say that this niche is for dentist offices. That's a market that we want to identify. So what we do is we send 5,000 of these to all the dentist offices in the state and the counties and the zip codes that we want to market to. And we drive them to a landing page that says, hey, we are the best insurance agency for dentist offices. You want to call us at this number or fill your information out, and we look forward to talking to you. Obviously, you want to include your phone number on there as well. So a 1.5 response rate would be really what an average would be. I would say when you first get this going, you could really expect maybe even a 0.75. You could get it as high as to a 2 to a 2.25, depending on how niche and how strong your call to action is. But a 1.5 would yield you 75 responses off of 5,000. Once we get our 75, then they go into the sales funnel. So this is really when you have to start the sales process, okay? So depending on your closing ratio in your agency, depending on how sharp you are, depending on how competitive you are and how good you are overcoming objections, following up, etc., I would say a low end is going to be 20%. If you can't play at 20%, you really need to kind of find where those inefficiencies may be. You could really get that as high as 35 to 45%, depending on the niche. But I like to play on the conservative side. So 20% would yield you 15 deals, okay? So from 5,000 postcards, now we've gotten you 15 new clients. Well, if your average premium is $2,500 per dentist office that you're trying to insure, then you're going to sell $37,500 in sold premium. It's not bad. $37,500 in sold premium at a 15% commission rate would yield you $5,625 in commission revenue. So now that you have your $5,625 in revenue, now again, I understand you may have commissions that you pay out of that, you may not. You may be producing it all on your own right now, depending on where you're at. What I look at is I only outlaid to get these 15 clients $2,475. Well, I would say, depending on your sales cycle, plus when you receive revenues, it's going to be about 60 days from the time you spend money to the time that you receive money. So getting in 56.25, spending spending 24.75 is 127% return dollar for dollar on the marketing campaign. Now, obviously, even if you have commissions in that and you have overhead, let's say it goes down to just you paid $1 and you received $1. But here's the thing: if the other 0.275 went to commissions or your overhead, you just grew your book by almost 40,000. Obviously, that's going to help your bonus. Not to mention all the cross sales and the personal lines, the referrals that you're going to get off of that. Plus, when that renews next year, who gets the $5,600? You do. You don't have to pay those commissions back out again. In its simplest form, this is just how you have to set up a marketing campaign. We can do this thing with telemarketing. We can do it with internet leads. We can do it with networking. And we can apply the numbers to every single category. So here's what I'll leave you with. Do you know what your cost per client is? Do you know every single client what it costs to you to earn their business? I believe, if you look at the statistics, some 85-87% of all small businesses in the United States will fail by 5 years. And I think one of the biggest reasons is they're undercapitalized. You go in, you don't have enough money from day one, so you're really just bootstrapping it. Now, there's nothing wrong with bootstrapping it. I've bootstrapped many businesses and actually respect that, and I love the grind. But here's what I'm saying. If you're going into business and you don't have any money for marketing, but yet you're still wanting clients and you're wanting to write $3,725, then you're going to struggle with that. And I just don't want you to be in an eternal struggle. Because I can tell you in this scenario that it only cost me $165 in marketing dollars each client. I got 15 clients. It only cost me $165 each. Look at my revenue. I got in $375 each. Now, I would say 165 would probably be on the low side. Sometimes it's depending on your market and the niche. It could be as much as 250 to 350, but you just need to track your numbers, and we track everything. That way we can always benchmark. But you need to know your acquisition cost per client, and then obviously track your revenue per client. And I know you'll be successful. I hope this helped, and I hope you have a great week.